Hello, everyone. This is Marv Overman, and today I'm going to show you how to have visibility into your retirement by running a computer simulation and without having to hire or be held hostage by an insurance agent or financial advisor. To do this, we'll use some techniques I learned while consulting at NASA. I'm guessing for a lot of you, this is probably not your first webinar. The first thing I want to mention is that if you failed at making the best choices regarding your retirement savings in the past, it's not your fault. There's a lot of information out there. It can be confusing. Many times that information overload keeps you from success. It's okay. If you've been concerned in the past that you can't succeed with using technology to make decisions, I want to put these fears to rest. You can do this. You just need the right person to guide you. Many finance and insurance salespeople want you to think that all you need to do is buy their limited products to meet all of your financial needs. I'm here to tell you they're wrong. They have their own reasons for wanting you to think that, but it's not true. If you've ever thought that finance or insurance companies aren't concerned about what's best for your total specific needs, you're probably right. They don't benefit from dealing with all areas of your life. The difference is that we do actually care about all areas of your life and truly want to see you living the life of your dreams. So that's what we're here for. I know you have dreams to live throughout your retirement without worrying about going broke, and I want to show you how you can make that happen during this webinar. My goal for this webinar is to help two types of people. If you haven't retired yet, you'll get visibility into how well your future savings will fulfill your dreams in retirement. But if you've already retired, you'll get visibility into how well your current savings will fulfill your dreams into retirement. The only way you confidently have visibility into your retirement is to run a computer simulation of your retirement savings. The only way to run a simulation is through our retirement simulator. I'm Marv Overman from Retire with Respect. I have a diverse background that includes teaching economics, finance, and technology as a university professor. I consulted for NASA at Johnson Space Center to create computer simulations in the Constellation program that had a goal to ultimately fly people to Mars. I started advising people on their finances over 30 years ago, and now I've put these experiences together to guide people in getting visibility into their retirement. I have worked my whole life to provide for my family. When I was confronted with a significant family crisis, I chose to sacrifice my military retirement to fix the crisis. After all, I thought, I have plenty of time to save to replace retirement, right? Well, you know the saying about good intentions. The problem was, after I left the Air Force, I had inconsistent jobs that limited my ability to increase my retirement savings. Then I lost a good consulting job because of 9/11 and then the 2000 recession. Efforts to save ran into a dead end. More recently, my wife was sitting at a stop sign and was hit broadside, causing several physical injuries that resulted in 3 years of surgeries and rehabilitation. I struggled with how to use my time, working or helping her. I felt like I was failing her, so I chose caring for her while first trying to earn enough money to pay the bills, and sacrificed earning more money to put into retirement savings. I needed a new approach. Suddenly, I realized I have tools that emphasize my strengths. I could use expertise I learned from consulting at NASA to run computer simulations of my own retirement dreams and finances to give me insights into how decisions I was making now could probably turn out in the future. Then I realized that it could not only help me, but other people. So I developed a plan that was to help myself and also guide other people, whether they were clients or non-clients. I could help more people because I wouldn't need to first convince them to hire me as an advisor. I would charge a modest consulting fee, teach them to use the simulator, and advise them on various investment options. In some cases, people would want to hire me to manage their investments, but it wasn't required. But my compliance officer didn't like my plan. I had a conflict of interest if I charged a fee to help people figure out the best alignment of their funds and to also receive compensation if they also hired me to manage their funds. So I ended up charging a small one-time fee to give people access to our retirement simulator that also included personal coaching. I was free then to also manage the portfolio of those people who hired me. Putting my client's interest ahead of my interest means just what it says. Now I am free to spend the time it takes to help more people live hopefully and confidently in future. My story is not unique. In fact, the more people I talk to, I realize it's quite common. It applies to people who are concerned about their financial future. In a recent study, 85% of the people said that they were concerned about going broke in retirement, regardless of their level of income. So if you have this concern, you're not alone. People normally try to make the best decisions that they can make and then hope for the best. Hope and pray is all that they can do because they don't know what will happen in the future. They typically don't have ways to increase their income to replace money in their savings if it is lost. But now you don't have to do that. You can get visibility into your possible future by running computer simulations, and you can get visibility into the effects of various options to realign your savings. You can allay fear of unknown future. Before we talk more, I want to make sure that we're on the same page about computer simulations. The term is used in conversations, but there may be a difference in what people mean when they use the words. Here's what I mean by the term. A computer simulation is a way to find out how something is likely to act based on a set of things that we can control, along with things that we can't control. One of the primary reasons for running computer simulations is because it's best to find the answer to a complex problem with a high level of accuracy before making major design decisions so that we can reduce the number of failures that cost time and money. Let's take a brief look at an example from NASA to see how it works. In this example from NASA, we want to find out how much resources like air, food, and water are needed for humans to fly to Mars. The answer needs to be very accurate because you don't want to run out of these resources partway to Mars or back to Earth. We will want to know how much resources we have at the beginning, as well as how much are being used during the flight. There are some activities in the timeline that can be controlled, such as when the mission starts, major events along the way, and the expected end of the mission. There are also events that can be controlled, such as launching into orbit or landing on Mars. There are also some events that can't be controlled, such as something breaking unexpectedly. Remember Apollo 13? The answer we get from running a simulation could be calculated manually without running a simulation. But there are so many things that are involved, resources are only one thing, and there are so many different activities, events, and variables that it would take a very long time. And then if some of the activities, events, or variables changed, we would have to start calculating again from the beginning. Computer simulations were created to do many calculations that would possibly be done manually, while doing them much faster and more accurately. They also perform recalculations quicker when we have new information. So computer simulations are valuable to provide insight into successes and reduces the cost and wasted time that happens when failure occurs. So how does this work with retirement? Well, it's similar to traveling to Mars and back, because we want to find out, do we have enough resources to reach our expected end? There's a starting point, which could be today or later when you start retirement. There are major events along the way, such as taking a trip or having an illness, and there's an ending point, which is an estimated time of death. We have resources, which are savings or income, and use of resources, which are your expenses. There could be uncontrollable events such as a stock market crash, unexpected health crisis, or changes in taxes. There are many, many more things to consider, but you get the point. Just think about all the lists of all of the items that could be controlled and also be affected by the things that are uncontrolled. I'll explain more about how this works as we go along. Does this make sense? Let's take a case study, for instance. My client Steve, the computer simulation found out that he had a 74% chance of having enough money to live until his expected ending point, 90 years old. The simulator calculated the score by running 1,000 possible scenarios and found that 740 of the scenarios were most likely to occur. We then realigned some of Steve's retirement savings and increased the chance of him having enough money to live throughout his retirement so that the score became 96%. We'll explore more about this case study as we go through the webinar. We briefly covered the results of how you would get visibility to increase the chance of having enough money to live throughout your retirement by running computer simulations. There are 3 secrets that we need to address as we talk about this. The first secret is how running simulations get you visibility into your retirement future. It's kind of like seeing into the dark of retirement. How to run simulations is not common knowledge. In fact, it seems like magic. So the second secret is unlocking the mystique of non-techies running a simulation. Finally, the third secret is how to fulfill your dreams and avoid going broke in retirement by running simulations to validate the realignment of your savings. The first secret, have you ever felt like you could have made some different decisions about your retirement if only I had known? Maybe it was after you were convinced because of slick sales slides from a salesperson. Maybe it was after you bought into the latest hot product that was supposed to give great results. The bottom line is, it all starts with not having visibility into your retirement future. So all you have is intellectual guessing, along with a huge measure of hope and pray. What you need is factual insight into your future that you get from running simulations. What if I make the wrong decision and all of the savings are lost? I'm retired. I would have a difficult time to replace the lost money. I've made some questionable decisions in the past, but could usually figure out a way to compensate. But retirement is different. I might not have time to recover. But when I saw the power of getting insight into my specific situation in the simulation and how it affected the decisions I was making now, my blood pressure dropped dramatically. What a relief. The amazing thing is when I saw the same reaction from all kinds of people. Take Stan, for example. He had limited savings, so any mistake could have created a crisis. He ran several simulations with different options and found the perfect combination to avoid going broke. Sure, things will change, but he has the comfort of knowing he can predict options with each new reality. It's like shining a light in the dark. You're probably thinking you don't need something like this, right? Well, actually, there are factors you can't control, like a stock market crash. It's comforting knowing that the simulation of your retirement includes scenarios like these, just in case they actually happen. The score of 74% that we looked at before is based upon the information that you enter into the profile section. Like, the score is calculated from running a Monte Carlo simulation that generates 1,000 return scenarios to illustrate potential paths of your retirement finances from the present to age 90. This perspective identifies the confidence in the results of the simulation and shows where the actual 1,000 return scenarios from the simulation. The darker lines in the middle identify where a larger number of scenarios are clustered and represent the most likely path of your retirement finances. The majority of the scenarios, 740 of them, show that the amount of money available stays relatively level until a drop around age 87, where more money is used to pay for long-term health care services that typically occur at the end of life. You will see some lines on the light blue lines at the bottom of the graph. And these show a few scenarios where you could run out of money around age 78. The lines at the top of the graph show a few scenarios where the amount of money continues to increase until around age 87 and then decline because of the anticipated cost of long-term care. So while the probability is 74% chance of having enough money, there are some scenarios where you could go broke. You're probably thinking you already have an advisor who you like, right? Well, actually, you don't need to change advisors. Just simply take advantage of simulations to get an unbiased second opinion. You could even share the results with your advisor. So now I've shown you how you can have hope in predicting your retirement, kind of like seeing in the looking glass into your retirement future. Isn't that great? The second secret is unlocking the mystique of non-techies running a computer simulation. You're probably thinking you're not techie enough, right? Well, actually, you won't have to do the work of building a simulation. Like Carl, all you have to do is take one step at a time to enter your information into the computer and let the computer do the work and get great results. I had my introduction to computer simulation technology back in around 1989 while serving in the Air Force. Of course, it was quite basic and could only be done by trained computer engineers. By the time I started working at NASA several years later, the technology was much more advanced. I started building computer simulations that are basically the same techniques used to create the computer simulations we use today. While creating computer models seemed complex at the beginning, I suddenly realized that all I needed to do to create complex models was to take one step at a time. Fast forward to now. I was introduced to a system that uses the same technology to simulate the results of multiple retirement scenarios to find out which scenarios are most likely to occur. Then make changes to the basic retirement information and rerun the scenarios to find out the results would be if more likely to occur. By continuing to make changes and rerun scenarios, we could find out what set of retirement information produces the best results in meeting retirement goals. It's like magic. It doesn't work only for me. Take Carl, for example. He always thought it was hard work using technology. But after he took a leap of faith and tried my approach, one step at a time, here's what happened. He simply filled in all of the information in his personal profile with his personal situation, and in no time he saw his information transformed into exciting simulation results. And now he's hooked. I've mentioned the profile section, and this is where you enter in your financial information. And that information is foundation to all the calculations and simulations that you're going to run. You simply fill in the information in each of the tabs for family, expenses, savings, income, goals, and net worth. You might be thinking you can't get started with this because you don't know enough about your retirement needs. Here's why that's a mistake that will only hold you back from success. This system actually helps you find out what are your greatest retirement needs, then helps you find the best solution. It's perfect for that. You're probably thinking you might not have all the information that is needed to run a computer simulation, right? Well, actually, you'll use the information that you have. We'll run scenarios, and you can add more information later if needed. You'll still get great insight into your retirement future with the information that you have right now. So now I've shown you how to unlock the mystique of running a simulation by non-techies. Isn't that awesome? The holy grail when everything turns out perfect. Plenty of money to live comfortably. Enough reserve to swat down adversity like a stock market crash. Covering healthcare issues that require long-term care. And still have a nice chunk left to give as a legacy to your family or chosen charity. Nice thoughts, but they don't just happen from hope and pray, but from making wise choices that may give the best results that are based on predicting your future retirement. I always thought that the economy is going to do what it's going to do, and you just have to ride the wave. What I found out was that there are some safe stop-loss techniques that cheat the economy and actually help you keep from losing money when there is a huge stock market crash. And the beauty is to be able to see how they might work for you before the economy tanks. You're probably thinking your money is already tied up in investments, right? Well, actually, most decisions about how to align investments is based upon a guess. Wouldn't it be great to see what could actually happen? You're probably thinking your retirement income comes from a pension, so simulations don't help, right? Well, actually, running a simulation doesn't require you to move any of your money, and it also shows you how your pension fits in with the rest of your finances. Wouldn't it be great to anticipate what would actually happen so you could be prepared? This chart is the result of proposing to move 30% of your savings that were invested in the stock market into a guaranteed income account that was contractually guaranteed 7% rate of return for 10 years, based upon the rule of 72, which states that to calculate how long it would take for the amount of your money to double, you divide the rate of return into the number 72. As you can see, the 30% of your investment would double at the end of the 10-year guaranteed period. Realigning these funds accomplishes two things. Number one, it insulated 30% of your investment from the adverse effect of an economic downturn that could result in a significant decrease in the value of the stock market portfolio. Number two, it positioned a double amount of the original 30% of savings to be used during the later segment of retirement. As you can see, the percentage of the 1,000 simulation scenarios increases to an 84% simply by moving and making this one a realignment of your funds. When I ran a scenario of having a major health crisis that required special care that wasn't covered by Medicare, I came face to face with reality. I'll go broke. But by making a simple adjustment, I should be good to go and shouldn't lose all of the wealth I've saved up. This is but one scenario. What other scenarios concern you? Are you certain that it will turn out okay, and are you hoping it would? Would you like more factual basis to give you more in-depth insight? This simulation resulted of 96% chance is the result of taking the previous action of realigning 30% of your savings into the guaranteed income account, then also realigning a portion of the savings into a long-term care account. The long-term care account is actually is designed to use a portion of your savings so that you can avoid using money paying premiums. You don't lose the money. The money is available to pay in one of three ways. If you need to pay for healthcare costs that are not covered by Medicare, you simply use the money out of the account. If you pass away, the money is given to your beneficiaries. And three, if you want to use the money for something else, you can simply withdraw it from the long-term account. Once you reach age 70 and a half, the IRS requires that you start calculating required minimum distribution, or RMD, on all IRAs and other tax-deferred accounts. The simulator calculates an estimated amount of the taxes that you will pay for each year of your retirement. You have the capability of running different scenarios to find out the best way to minimize the amount of taxes you pay each year. If you have multiple tax-deferred accounts, the requirement simulator calculates the RMD for all of the accounts into a composite amount of taxes that you are required to pay each year. The IRS requires that you pay taxes on each of the accounts, but they don't care which account you withdraw the money to pay the taxes. So you can decide to take the total yearly tax amount from one of the accounts or from multiple of the accounts. The simulator shows you the effects of various options, so you can choose the option that is best for you. You're probably thinking, I don't have much savings for retirement, so it won't help, right? Well, actually having less amount of savings puts you in a much greater risk of going broke. Wouldn't it be great to possibly find a way to avoid going broke? So now I've shown you how you can find a path to possible assurance of having more wealth in retirement. Isn't that awesome? Do you think having this insight would work for you? Let me ask you a question. How many of you are excited about what we've just been talking about, or intrigued about it? How many of you are feeling a little overwhelmed because we've covered so much, kind of like drinking from a fire hose? Is it okay with you if I spend a few minutes going over a special offer I created to help you implement the retirement simulator? So now I've shown you how you can run simulations. I've shown you that you only need to enter information into the profile to make this all work. But you know what? To be successful with this, you're going to need more than information alone. I know when I see a new system, it all looks so simple. I think, I've got this, only to start using the system and run into little things that derail me. Then I wish I could talk to someone to get help. I know you can be successful with a simulator, but you're going to need coaching. You will have questions that need answering, and you might need help in the accountability department too. Let me tell you, I take my job as a coach very seriously. I won't let you quit on yourself, and we will get through everything together. I can't do it with just a few videos and some PDFs. Information alone won't cut it. My success rate when people go at this by themselves is almost 0%, while my success rate with those who work with me is closer to 90%. If information were enough, then all you need to do is to turn to Google. You need a guide who has been there before, who can take you there right now. You're probably thinking you've never done anything like this, right? Well, actually, you're not alone. I'll walk you through the basics. You end up using my experience to get your results. What you're going to get is a 4-week masterclass that will give you the foundation to get all of these insights into your retirement, plus more. The masterclass starts with a 5-day quick start course that will give you the basics of setting up your computer simulation. In these 5 days, we will spend 15 to 20 minutes per day to set up your profile, which consists of your family, expenses, savings and income, goals, and net worth. During the next 3 weeks, you will learn how to run a simulation by focusing on an income scenario, a health scenario, and a tax scenario. We'll also be doing things that are specific to you as well. We will be working in a group setting. I will publish an instructional video that provides step-by-step actions for you to take. You will also be able to ask questions in our Facebook group. The value of this 4-week masterclass is $1,297. You're probably thinking, this is too complex, right? Well, actually, the retirement simulator does all the complex work. You just simply enter in the information, and I'm there with you all along. Using the retirement simulator, you save much time and money. All you do is enter the information, and the system does the calculation so that you can focus on what-if options. You will electronically connect to other accounts so you can get the status of all your accounts in one place and not have to go to multiple websites to be able to find out what's in your checking account or what's in your stock market account or whatever. Now you update your retirement plan throughout your life at no extra cost. The cost of the retirement simulator is $1,500 per year, and it brings the total value that you're going to get to $2,797. You're probably feeling uncertain, right? Well, actually, we're a team succeeding together. As I mentioned earlier, you will need help, and that I take my coaching responsibility very seriously. In addition to the masterclass and the opportunity to answer questions during the class, I will meet with you individually in a 30-minute personal session. During our 30-minute personal session, I will answer any questions you have about the retirement simulator and about setting up your profile, review your current retirement score, and discuss options for increasing your score. The value of the 30-minute personal session is $197, which brings the total value of what you're going to get to $2,994. You're probably thinking the economy is too unpredictable, right? Well, actually, the system adjusts your plans based on changes in the economy. The retirement simulator automatically creates a dynamic retirement plan as soon as you initially put the information into your profile. As you update the information or make changes to increase your retirement score, the plan is updated without additional action by you. All of this is done without the cost of paying a retirement planner to create your plan. It's created and updated automatically. Planning for wealth in retirement consists of eliminating the worry about the unknown, preparing for changes, seeing into the dark, calculating for success, hope the future, and eliminate paying for a retirement planner. The value of hiring a retirement planner is to create a retirement plan and make annual updates is $6,000, which brings the total value of what you're going to get to $8,994. You're probably thinking taxes are too variable, right? Well, actually, what-if scenarios predict estimated taxes for each year of your future retirement. Preparing to the retirement taxes consist of calculating a total yearly taxes, calculating the required minimum distribution, finding the best source to pay the RMD, estimate taxes for all of retirement for all the years from now until whatever age we put in, align the money to pay the correct tax each year, and eliminate paying for a tax planner. The value of hiring a tax planner to create a tax plan and make annual updates is $2,000, which brings the total value of what you're going to get to $10,994. You're not alone in this. We're in this together for the long haul. My team will provide unlimited personal consulting, which includes additional training, joint insights for each scenario, fine-tuning simulations, coordinating with our total team of money managers and specialists, and conducting periodic reviews. I can't really put a value on the unlimited personal coaching because I don't know how much consulting you would like or need. The total value of what you're going to get is $10,994. Obviously, I'm not going to charge you $10,994, but if I did charge you that as a one-time fee over 20 years of support, and all it did was help you avoid going broke in retirement, would it be worth it to you? If all this system did was collect, automatically update, evaluate, calculate, and manage your retirement finances, would it be worth $1,500 per year to you? If all the system did was to simulate finances for your entire retirement, create a retirement plan, and update it each year for 20 years, would it be worth a one-time fee of $6,000 to you? If all the system did was to simulate estimated taxes and create a tax plan for each year of your entire retirement and update it each year for 20 years, would it be worth a one-time fee of $2,000 to you? I had two choices. I could go cheap and sell as many simulators as possible without being able to stack on value for you. Or I could go slightly higher and dedicate more time, energy, and resources to help you be successful. If you had a retirement simulator today that was taking the guesswork out of your finances, what would it be worth to you? What would you pay to have that one successful retirement system? You can probably see why people pay $1,100 for a similar result from me, because it's not a cost, it's an investment. You've already seen that it's worth $10,994. And at $1,100, which is 10% investment that is typically charged, it's still a great deal. Because I want to help as many people as possible avoid going broke in retirement and still stack value, I'm going to give you a special offer. Today you will get immediate access to the retirement simulator and get access for life for only a one-time fee of $497. To get started, simply fill in the information on the right and click the button. You've got two choices. One, you could do nothing. If you do nothing with all of the information we've talked about, what do you get? Nothing. Choose to take a leap of faith. Just test it out to get visibility into your retirement future. Make the best decisions. Simply click on the button. But I have a guarantee. I'm so confident that you will be totally satisfied with your retirement simulator and your partnership with me. If you are not satisfied, I will refund the total amount. I only ask that you attend the master class. The real question is this: is it worth gambling a few minutes of your time to check this out? Even if it only does half what I've claimed today, it will pay for itself as soon as you calculate your taxes this year. Simply click on the button to get started. You're probably thinking you would like to think about it for a while, right? Well, actually, a majority of economists are predicting a recession within 1 to 2 years. Do you know the effects could be on you, or what to do to be prepared? A review of what you're going to get: a 4-week masterclass, retirement simulator for life, a 30-minute personal session with me, retirement plan and updates for life, tax plan and updates for life, unlimited personal consulting for life, all for a total value of $10,994. So act today. We start the masterclass within a few days. Now is the time to get ready for this year's end of year tax preparation. Simply click on the button to get started. It's time to get started now. Here's a summary of my offer. You're going to get support and services that have a total value of $10,994. You pay only $497 one-time investment for life. Simply click on the button. Thank you for spending this time with me. Please let me know if you have questions. You'll find my email on the website. If you know of anyone who might be interested in getting insight into their retirement, please forward this video to them. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.